On October 26, 1911, one of the greatest musical hit figures in U.S. history, Mahalia Jackson, was born. In New Orleans, Louisiana, Mahalia was born to Charity and Johnny Jackson. She became one of gospel music all-time greats, known for her rich, powerful voice that cultivated a global following. When she started to sing professionally, she added an I to her first name, thus changing it to Mahalia. Although brought up in a devout Christian family, Jackson still found herself influenced by the secular sounds of blues artists like Bessie Smith and Ma Rainey. But Jackson found her greatest inspiration at Mount Moriah Baptist Church, where she started to sing at the age of 4. Raised by her aunts Duke and Aunt Belle, after her mother died in 1917, economic circumstances forced Jackson to quit school and work at home when she was in the 4th grade. Even at age 12, her powerful voice could be heard all the way at the end of the block. "You could be famous in this world and walk with kings and queens," said her Aunt Belle, predicting an illustrious future for a voice that would change the face of American music. Jackson then started working years later with Thomas A. Dorsey, a gospel composer who was labeled as the father of gospel music. The two performed in audiences around the United States, ushering in the golden age of gospel. Mahalia Jackson tasted major success with "Move On Up a Little Higher" in 1947, which sold millions of copies and became the highest-selling gospel single in history. She became more in demand, making radio and television appearances and going on tour, eventually performing as the headlining act of the first Negro Gospel Music Festival at Carnegie Hall on October 4, 1950, to a racially integrated audience. By the end of the decade, she was an international figure with a performance itinerary that included singing at President John F. Kennedy's inauguration and funeral. Jackson began to tour extensively. But Jackson's struggle with racism urged her to get involved in the civil rights movement. Civil rights leaders Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy called on Jackson to lend both her powerful voice and financial support to the rallies, marches, and demonstrations. I have included a video of Mahalia Jackson singing the song that became synonymous with the civil rights movement, "We Shall Overcome." This song was introduced by Guy Carawan, a folk singer, during founding convention of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in Raleigh, North Carolina. Guy was on the front lines of the first sit-ins of the 60s civil rights movement. Mahalia stated, "Gospel music is nothing but singing good tidings, spreading the good news. It will last as long as any music because it is sung straight from the human heart." Jackson's final performance was in Germany in 1971. Soon after an operation on her pained abdomen, she died of heart failure on January 27, 1972, at the age of 60. Mahalia Jackson is one of my favorites, which I enjoyed writing on, and hopefully have inspired others to read and listen to Mahalia Jackson.